Imagine that Paul Ryan, the Speaker of the House, is found out to be a member of a club named The Race, and it's only for white people. What do you think would happen to him? I'm Randall Terry. This is Voice of Resistance.
Those who forsake the law praise the wicked. Those who uphold the law resist them. Welcome to the Voice of Resistance. Here's your host, Randall Terry.
Para las personas que hablan español, yo no voy a hablar español en este programa. Sorry, if you're Spanish, you're going to have to listen in English. Now, Gonzalo Curiel, he is the federal judge that is presiding over one of the Trump University civil cases. Donald Trump said he's not getting a fair shake because the man's Mexican. Paul Ryan, Speaker of the House, said that this was racist. This created a firestorm for other Republicans. Now, Mitch McConnell, anyone who's a regular watcher of this program knows that I despise his lack of backbone, okay? Despise. But even Mitch McConnell had the intelligence to not say that it was racist. He was on the talk show circuit, and they asked him repeatedly, was this a racist comment? Was this a racist comment? All of the little empty-headed, pretty-faced, handsome-faced, teleprompter reading journalists trying to pile on saying that it's a racist statement. That Trump said that Gonzalo Curiel would not give him a fair shake because of Gonzalo's políticas, because of his political views. So, Trump is now being called a racist. No surprise. Imagine, surprise! I was so shocked when I woke up and found out that the national press was saying that Trump was racist. Don't worry, the Nazi one is coming up. He's a Nazi is coming up soon. Trust me, it's coming. So, it comes out that Gonzalo Curiel is a member of an association called La Raza, the Race. You have to have backbone of steel and either brains of mush or fierce contempt. Fierce contempt for a standard of justice. I come back to my original question. What if it was discovered that the Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan, was the member of a group called The Race? La Raza. That's what La Raza means in Spanish, The Race. And it's for Hispanic lawyers, La Raza, that gave the Clintons over $500,000 for various speeches. La Raza, whose reason for existence is to push an agenda, a political agenda that benefits Mexicans, Hispanics, at the expense of non-Hispanics, often, okay? They have lawyers on the ground. When illegal immigrants are coming into the country, La Raza has attorneys on the ground making sure that their civil rights are not being violated. They're in the middle of committing a crime. Yes, I know that that man is actually robbing a store, but I want to make sure that his civil rights are not being violated while he robs the store. They're in the middle of a criminal act. And these lawyers, La Raza, the race, they're defending their civil rights. So imagine if Paul Ryan, who said that what Donald Trump said was racist, imagine if Paul Ryan was in a group for white people, an association for white people called La Raza, the Race. And its goal was to make sure that white people had a separate standard of justice, that they could commit crimes, and while those crimes were being committed, they would be ensured that their civil rights were being protected. Do you see the insanity of what Ryan said? The racist is Curiel. Gonzalo Curiel. If there's anyone who's a racist here, It's the federal judge. He's the one who's the member of the res, la raza. Now, again, there is only one race, the human race. We come from two parents. That's it. All right? So I'm not going to take the bait that because I or anyone else speaks about an ethnic group that has a history and a preponderance to do or to say a certain thing, or an ethnicity-based association. So if it's white-only club, if it's a white-only club, you're a racist if you belong. That's the standard that the liberals have set up. Well, it's a Hispanic-only club called, audaciously, the race, and the judge belongs to it. But Trump is a racist for saying that Trump can't get a fair trial from a man who's a member of the race? If you own a business and would like to advertise on our program, please contact us. We are currently seen on over 130 television stations from coast to coast. We air at 8 p.m. Eastern, and then all times are local. We have a lot of reach, friend, and this is an opportunity at a great price for you to get your product or your service in front of hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of people. Also, if there's something that's important to you and you'd like to have a month where you just say thank you to this ministry or promote a certain ministry or a certain cause, contact us. Our rates are incredibly affordable. You'd be surprised. And you, again, can reach into hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions of homes. We're currently seen possibly in over 30 million homes. So give us a call, give us an email, and we'll put a commercial up for you. Paul Ryan, the Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives, is not a stupid man. He was the vice presidential candidate with Mitt Romney. He was handpicked by John Boehner. When Boehner resigned as the Speaker of the House and resigned from Congress, he was handpicked by Boehner to be the Speaker of the House. He's not a dummy. And so when he was asked, is this a racist statement? And he gave the fodder to put Trump up against the wall for the left and the right to begin to pummel on him. Ryan knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. Make no mistake. Paul Ryan knew that it was going to dominate a news cycle for days when he said those words. You can't call from a member of your own party a racist because they say that someone who's a judge and has an ethnic background with a long history of political agenda that favors that ethnic group. You can't call them a racist unless you want to cause a firestorm. Ryan is one of the treacherous problems. I'm telling you, okay? Ryan takes over the leadership of the House. What's one of the first things he does? He allows Obama to get every penny that he wants with a continuing resolution. Every penny. In spite of the fact that at that time it was clear that there was a massive insurgency happening within the Republican Party. I want you to watch this commercial. I can only hope that Paul Nealon, who's running against Paul Ryan in a Republican primary on August 9th, I can only hope that he hands Paul Ryan on a silver platter his political walking orders. Bye-bye, Paul. Bye-bye. Like Eric Cantor. Okay, Eric Cantor was a rising star, very powerful man in the U.S. House of Representatives and was blown out of the water by an unknown political opponent in a primary. Well, we see people now rising to the occasion to help Paul Nealon to take out Paul Ryan because Paul Ryan is a problem. And it hurt Trump badly, which means it helped Hillary. What's Paul Ryan trying to do? Is he trying to keep Trump from winning so that he can be the president? I mean, even Mitch McConnell, as I said in the last segment, even Mitch McConnell was smart enough to not say that Trump's statement was a racist. It's Curiel who's the racist, people. Let's watch, just for kicks and giggles, let's watch the man who has decided to run against Paul Ryan.
This bike was built in Wisconsin. We build some of the baddest bikes on the planet. Before Paul Ryan went to Washington, Wisconsin was a manufacturing powerhouse. Now, not so much.
I'm a businessman. I build things, create jobs. Jobs that allow people to pay their mortgage, put food on their table, put their kids through college. TPP is a job killer. It's going to kill American manufacturing. Mr. Speaker, you championed this trade deal. Why don't you come back to Wisconsin and debate me man to man, face to face, on the realities of TPP? And if you don't want to debate me, maybe we can arm wrestle.
Don't you love that ad? Huh? I would love to see Paul Nehlen arm wrestle Paul Ryan. Actually, it would be embarrassing. It wouldn't be fun. And by the way, Paul Nehlen says he'll support Trump. So Nehlen is turning this into a referendum on Trump in Paul Ryan's district. Oh, it's August 9th. I hope that Nehlen wins. Friend, this program is supported by friends like you who believe in what we are doing. We run a very tight ship. Thankfully, we are on over 130 stations across the country, having tremendous impact. We get emails every day. We get letters in the mail, not every day, but almost every day. We hear from people who love what we're doing. What people don't understand is that it's sort of expensive to produce a television show like this. It doesn't require earth-shattering funds, but it does require financial help. So I am asking you, if you enjoy this program, throw us a $10 or a $20 bill every once in a while, or even a $50 or a $100 check. You see the address there on the screen. Your gifts are not tax deductible, by the way, because we want to be able to say what we want to say regarding politics without the IRS telling us no. So if you like the program, I ask for your support. One of the great benefits of the digital age is that the stranglehold of ABC, CBS, and NBC on the television side, and the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal on the print side, the stranglehold of those 5 news outlets and Associated Press, it's been broken. The stranglehold has been broken. Now, please understand, the battle is still being waged, but the advent of cable television and then the internet made it so that the New York Times and CBS and the other networks and the other outlets I mentioned, they could no longer control the flow of information. So now, because of outlets like Drudge, who are showing us news from the Daily Mail, suddenly, there's competition. Thank goodness for Fox TV, okay? That's the cable side. But on the digital side, there's stories that are being seen and watched by tens of millions of people that ABC still refuses to cover because ABC is treacherous and deceitful. ABC News, CBS News, Dan Rather, those people, I mean, Dan Rather's gone, but you understand, Brian Williams caught lying, just totally lying. That is the culture of that media. Do you understand? Am I calling all of them liars? No, of course not. And I've been interviewed by many of them. Okay? And by the way, I've been on every major network repeatedly. Okay? ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, CNN, MSNBC. I've been on them. On the front page of the New York Times, on the front page of the Washington Post. I know that world as a subject, someone who has been interviewed. I've seen what they've done to me that was dishonest, illegitimate, flat out deceitful. I've had my life negatively impacted by lies or by deceit or by an agenda. So I know what I'm talking about. But I also know that the stranglehold has been broken. So we're a divided nation. We've got a divided media, and we can get our media from various sources. That was a very long prelude to saying that this is going to be an ugly season. An ugly season. There's a book that just came out. Put the cover up, would you? Hillary, the Other Woman. Hillary, the Other Woman. This is written by one of Bill Clinton's alleged other women. I mean, the book is so tawdry as far as Bill Clinton's philandering, his sleeping around with thousands of women. But there's something about it that's, on a political side, far more damning. And that is the portrait that it paints of Hillary's lust for power. Her lust for power. And her desire to either be the governor of Arkansas or the president of the United States. And doing everything in her power to get Clinton into the governor's mansion, Bill, and then Clinton into the White House with the agreement that she would follow behind. She's been a U.S. Senator from New York. She's been the Secretary of State. She wants the presidency. She wants the presidency. And this book, Hillary, the Other Woman, is designed to show her insatiable lust for power, and that she went along with Bill Clinton's philandering and just serial affairs because she wanted him in the White House, because she wanted to be next. Now, I bring this up because recently the New York Times did a very lengthy story on Trump and the other women in his life from years ago. Interestingly, most of the women, according to the reports I've heard, most of the women in that story, the New York Times story, have come forward one at a time on their own and said what the story said about them and Trump was not true. My point is this. The New York Times dedicated like 20 pages or something, some massive amount of ink space to pummel Trump regarding other women. How much space will they give to Hillary and Bill's other women, and Hillary making it so that Bill could have all these other women, so that Hillary could have the White House? Huh, New York Times? What are you going to do? I want to invite you to go to our website. Almost every book that I have ever written is available as a PDF online for free. We have a ton of products, training materials, tools that are available for you for free. All we ask for is that you give us your email address. That's it, so that we can stay in touch with you, and yes, from time to time, ask you to support this work. So I'm inviting you, go to the website. Now, for those of you who say, well, I don't want a PDF, I want a real book. You can get one of my books. All you have to do is pay for shipping and handling, and then give whatever gift you want. And if you can't afford anything, we'll send you the book for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Why are we doing all this? Because we want to change the direction of the country, and we need to raise up a fresh generation of warriors to do that. That's why we have this tool. I invite you, go to the website, see for yourself. We are in the final stages of editing a 10-part television series called What Would Mohammed Do? We're going to play the trailer for you right now. Please, if you have small children in the room, children should probably not see this. We've also just today cut a deal with a native of France who is going to do the voiceover for us to release this trailer in French, in Belgium, and in France. Because we're going to release the film in Belgium first, all right? This serial episodic documentary on Mohammed's life. Watch this, and then I'm going to come back and ask you for your help. Here it is, the trailer for What Would Mohammed Do?
I also want to speak tonight directly to Muslims throughout the world. We respect your faiths. Its teachings are good and peaceful. And those who commit evil in the name of Allah blaspheme the name of Allah.
Islam is a religion of peace. They are not Muslims, they are monsters.
At the same time, we have reaffirmed again and again that the United States is not and never will be at war with Islam. Islam teaches peace.
No, we are at war. New York, Boston, San Bernardino, Paris, Brussels, Madrid, London, Sydney, all over the world, Muslim terrorists are killing or enslaving their victims. Why? What motivates ISIS, Al-Qaeda, the Muslim Brotherhood, and so-called lone wolves? The answer lies in the life of one man, Mohammed, the founder of Islam. Why do Muslim terrorists behead their hostages? Why do they murder people who satirize Mohammed in cartoons? Why do they take women as sexual slaves? Why do they have such deep hatred for the Jewish people? Because Mohammed did. Muslim terrorists have not hijacked the peaceful religion of Islam. They are following the example of its founder. Over 9 episodes, we will study different aspects and events of Mohammed's life, events that form the central motivating narrative for Muslim terrorists. In each episode, we will find out why Muslim terrorists believe their atrocities are ordered by God. You will learn how terrorists read ancient Islamic literature that they believe justifies their violence to non-believers. You will witness Mohammed's hatred of the Jewish people and how that continues to this very day. We will pull back the veil on the long history of sexual slavery and violence against women that has been committed since the dawn of Islam. If we hope to win this war, we must know our enemy, because Muslim terrorists are already fighting to the death, whether we believe in Mohammed or not. Friend, I ask you to go to the website you see at the bottom this weekend. Make a contribution, please. If you'll give $35, we'll give you the DVD series when it's done. If you'll give $100, we will give you 4 copies. If you'll give $500 or $1,000, we'll send you a whole bunch more. Please give as generously as you can for What Would Mohammed Do? And pray for us. Have a good weekend.